I think we're live now. Yay! Hey everyone, I'm super excited to show you around my kitchen today and all of my layout because I'm all about functionality. I feel like the rest of my house has decoration and is pretty and it's lily bean. And I just don't need that in my kitchen. So because I cook pretty much every single day, I have really sort of spent time thinking about how I can set up my kitchen to be the most efficient, to be the fastest cook, to make cooking easier and also more likely to do it. And so that's what this whole sort of setup is about. And I'm really excited to show you guys. If you miss any of it or I talk too fast, there's a blog post on Happy Herbivore that really sort of details each of these out with pictures and arrows. And so you can check that out. And there's probably more tips than I'll remember to say today, but
you can rewatch this video.
And you can, of course, rewatch the video. So hi, everybody. I see your thumbs up. So I guess I will just start showing. Scott's behind the camera today, which he's actually that way. But we'll both pop around and talk to you guys after we sort of do the walkthrough. So kitchen. So the big thing for me was when I first moved into this new place, I thought okay, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put my spices to the right side. And then I have my dishes over here, so I'll have all my silverware underneath it. And then after cooking a few times, I realized this actually doesn't make sense because I use my spatulas and spoons way more during cooking, so those needed to be on the right side. And then I realized that when it was dinner time and people were eating, they would plate their food, put their food down, and then come get the silverware. So it actually didn't mean that the silverware needed to be under the dishes. And so it was just this weird thing I figured out. But anyway, I have on the right side, because I'm right-handed, all of my spatulas and knives and stuff like that, and all these little beautiful containers that I love. My OCD went crazy in Ikea, but so that's where these are all from. They're from Ikea. They do have plastic ones, but I like the bamboo better. But so all right here, right at my right arm, and my second drawer is more or less the same. It's more of my whisks and stuff, and I have more baskets to contain the mess, because if you contain the mess, it's much more it's better. You can see I just have it sort of all contained into groups. So that's how I did that. And then on the left side is where I put all of my spices, because normally when I start cooking, I get all my spices out first and line them up, but sometimes I forget. But there is a method to this. So first, I have a spice drawer. And the reason I have a spice drawer is because spice racks are completely impractical. I have way more spices than can fit in a spice rack. Two, with a spice rack, if you don't have the exact size containers, it looks kind of weird. And I'm sorry, I don't use allspice the way I use garlic powder, so that doesn't work. And I tried things like Lazy Susans, but they would spin off, they would hit my head. There was one video in which they fell into the pot while I was cooking live on YouTube, so that went away. And I love the idea of spices to the back of a cabinet, but I'm 5'7" and I can't reach them. So I feel like most other people probably can't either, so I settled on a drawer. And the reason I love a drawer is for all those reasons. It's not falling, but I was really able to organize this in a way that's also fast for cooking. So all of the spices that I use the most, more than any, are either right here, because these are my bulk ones. You can see my onion is really big, and I just have Kroger generic brand. I don't do anything fancy. But I also have all of my other really popular spices right here on this bottom row. So if I do forget something, I just can open it a little bit and get it. And I don't have to go all the way to the back. So in the very back, I have allspice, which I use 3 times at Christmas. And I have pumpkin pie spice, which I use 5 times in November. So they're at the very end of the drawer because I don't have need for them, but all of my other popular ones are really close. And I also grouped my herbs together and all of my baking flavors let's see, cinnamon and cardamom. They're together just to make it easier for me. And speaking of groupings is how I did my pantry. So I don't have a pantry, there's just no pantry in my kitchen. So I had to use cabinets. And originally I put the pantry on the bottom because I thought I won't snack as much, but it made me crazy to crouch so much. So my pantry came up here. And what I did is I put everything in baskets. And one, again, it's containing the mess. It looks really nice. It helps me stay organized. Everything's labeled, so I know where things are. I always know where they are, and also if my husband or anyone else is here, they can help me put things away. They know where they are. it's changed my life. But the one thing, if you hate this, that's cool, but you have to have a baking basket. I can't begin to say how much I love my baking basket. So I have a baking basket, and everything I would need for baking is in this basket. Like my baking soda, my baking powder, my cocoa, my cornstarch. I even have molasses in here. I have my flours are in here, and I also have these little applesauce thingies I got on sale. Anyway, they're all in here, so I know when I'm gonna bake, if I pull down this basket, I've got everything I need. I'm not spending 10 years looking for the baking soda that fell behind something, because that used to be my life. And so I love the baking basket. It's my favorite. And the way I've organized my pantry is, again, I group things together. So all of my vinegars are together. They live here. I also keep soy sauce in there because I don't have a need for a soy sauce basket. I keep my canned items, my grains and crackers. And the way this works is all this stuff is stuff I use all the time. Like, it's very often. Up here is stuff I don't use as much. Like, I do bake, but I don't bake as much as I, make something with beans or vinegar. And the same thing, like, I have all my sweeteners up here. Like, I have so many different sweeteners, from like regular sugar to brown sugar to powdered sugar to stevia to agave nectar to honey. Like, they're all up there. But I don't use them every day, so it's there. And then the top ones is all my overflow, because I Amazon Prime everything. But with Amazon Prime, you have to buy like 4 or 6 bottles of hot sauce or mustard, and so all of my extras go up there. But because I have to stand on the counter to get it, nothing is up there that isn't just extra. And you can see, like, I have some extra ketchup because I had to buy like 4 of these at once, and so it's up there. But once I take it down from the top shelf, it stays down. So this is truly just a holding ground, because I can't really reach up there. And then for me, you probably noticed I don't have anything on my counters, except that I always have my teapot, and we just got a coffee maker. And so those are the only 2 things that stay out. My rice cooker, or we have a toaster oven, and our blender, they're all in bottom counters. The pressure cooker's out because I used it, but they all stay under, and they only come out when we're using them. Like, I have to have a clean counter, and there's 2 reasons. One is it makes my house feel cleaner, it makes me feel more zen, and it also makes my kitchen more inviting. And I need, like, every little least bit of friction to get myself to come in here and cook. And so having my space really cleans. And when I had a much smaller apartment, and if you haven't seen my first 2 apartments, I literally could only do this with the walls. They were so small. That really taught me to, like, put things away, label, and also keep the space clear. Because when it was such a small space, the last thing I needed was to have more stuff coming at me. And somebody did ask if they could see inside my fridge. So I'm going to show you guys my fridge now, but because of the light of the fridge, it might be hard to see, and I apologize. So here is my fridge. And if you guys haven't watched my video on how I make 1 giant salad a week, please do, because it's a great video and it will change your life. So here's my big salad. I actually just made a new one today. That's a lot of onion. Did you catch that whiff of onion? So that's all of our salad, and then it's Thursday, so I'm almost through the week, so we don't have a lot of our meals still pre-cooked, but you can see the last of our meals, because I will be doing my batch cooking on Saturday, but we do still have 4 meals left, plus a little bit of the mayo left, and I think that's some corn from last night, and some dressing. But so all of our meals are here, and as we've mentioned in lots of our batch cooking videos, Scott just loves to have these individual meal containers. His serving, he knows it's his. It's there. So the way I organized, I had to restructure everything when I got my big giant That's a Bowl, because it's so big, I had to, like, move my shelves around. And how this works for us might not work for you, but for us, I always have my salad bowl on the bottom. We always keep our meals for the week stacked here, along with, we have to keep bread in the fridge because it gets moldy here. And then, like, here is just random stuff, like barbecue sauce I made, salsa, pickles, to make the fridge smell nice. My husband's obsessed with these, I'm gonna start knocking things over, my coffee. He's obsessed with these apple slices from Trader Joe's, And so I usually keep them front and center for him to see so he remembers to eat them because he won't otherwise. And then our pugs eat baby carrots as treats, so I have those sitting in water. And I got a million of these free coffee samples, so they're all over my fridge right now. And then in my drawer, you guys are about to see how much I love mustard. So I have 2 rows dedicated to mustard. I have so many mustards, guys. It's so embarrassing how many mustards I have. But I have a lot of mustards. They're all here. And I have a whole row of hot sauce. And you don't have to keep all hot sauces in the fridge. Some say refrigerate, some don't. But I don't want to have hot sauce in 2 places, so they all get refrigerated. Then under hot sauce is sort of like everything else that exists, whether it's like tahini or steak sauce or my husband's favorite barbecue sauce. And then on the lowest rung, I have like broth and syrup and basically anything that's tall that needs to be there. Because we're vegan, there isn't a place for eggs or butter or milk jugs, and so your fridge might look a little different. But this is how our setup works, and our freezer is more or less the same. It's just stuff's all over the place. Like, again, I love containers. And I don't want anyone to see how many bags of frozen cranberries I'm hoarding from the winter because I can't live without cranberries. But yeah, that's pretty much our kitchen and our organization. And I love the baskets. That's probably the best thing I did. It's so funny when we moved in here and I was like, I'm going to Ikea. Scott was like, oh God. And I came home with like 5 blue bags of all of their plastic inserts for all their drawers. Here, I can show you guys another one. So you can see, like, I have a million different of these little insert things containing everything. I don't think there's one in this one. Oh, yep, there's another insert there, too. Scott was like, did you buy every container they had? And I was like, I did. But then after I did it, he's like, this is great. And I was like, isn't it great?
Well, because the containers are designed to fit the cabinets, so that's why it works.
Yeah, because this is an IKEA kitchen. But like you can see, I really just love all these different containers. And even our junk drawer, which I haven't organized in probably 2 months, it still doesn't look that bad. Like, this is actually extreme chaos for me, and it's my weekend project. I'm overdue to do it. But even still, it's really not that bad because everything's got containers. And they're like $3, so it's a great investment. And I'm sure the Container Store has them too, but anyway. So I know a bunch of you guys have been popping up asking questions. Oh, someone else's pugs like carrots. Actually, do you want to see the pugs eat some carrots? Where's the other one? Let me go find him.
Uh-oh, there she goes.
Oh, he's asleep. Oh, come on. What do you guys want? You want a carrot? What is this? You want one? Carrot? You twirl? You're on live video. This is the one time you don't twirl for a carrot. Take it. There we go. They're not excited right now. Maybe later. Alrighty, we'll see. Are there any questions? I guess Scott can say hi now too.
Not many in the way of questions that I could tell. So, yeah, we can kind of.
Somebody else loves my cranberries as much as I do.
Yeah. There's just lots of likes and loves.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, someone likes my baking basket idea. That makes me so excited.
Well, thanks for everybody for
thanks everyone for joining us this time.
Obviously, you can ask questions on there and we can answer them because it's essentially just a Facebook post after this is done. So
that's true. That's true.
That's why the video is going to be there for the whole 15 minutes or whatever it took Lindsay to go through everything. So.
And that is a painting of our dogs behind us.
Yeah, so here's stuff so you can just fully see it. There you go. It's pretty big.
It's huge.
So, yeah.
But yeah, and everything in our kitchen is IKEA. We didn't pick it. It's just how it came when we found this place. But I actually have to say I really like it, and it's pretty nice. So if you've been thinking about doing an IKEA kitchen, like I have one and I like it.
That faucet, don't get that faucet.
Oh, but don't get that faucet.
Because it broke.
It broke. We hate it.
We need
to
to replace
it. But all of it, like my range, my microwave, my dishwasher, it's all Ikea, and it's fine. And in my old house, I had Thermador, which is like really fancy stuff, and it's not different.
Well, I mean, there was definitely some nice things about some of the Thermador stuff for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Let's see. Someone asked me to organize their kitchen. Actually, it's so funny. I'm going to visit my best friend in July, and that's like the one thing she asked. She's like, will you just like let me take a nap? And when I wake up, my kitchen's organized. And I'm like, yes, I can't wait to do that. I'm like so excited.
I mean, there's a lot of benefits to spending some time organizing the kitchen that we see all the time. And the fact that you can pull the containers out and you know where things are, and you're just really able to easily get to things. And
probably my favorite thing I realized was after we moved here, my parents came, and then his parents came, and then his sister came, and then my sister came. They weren't all here at the same time. And because everything was labeled, everybody could help themselves. Like, my mom was able to find the oatmeal one morning. Like, she was really hungry because she came from the East Coast, and it's a 3-hour difference, and I was still asleep. And she didn't want to, like, come wake me up and bother me. And she didn't know, like, she just got in the night before, so she didn't even know if there was, like, a Starbucks nearby. But she was able to come in, open my cabinets, and in 5 seconds see oats on a bin and got it out, and then like looked down, found a pot and made herself oatmeal. And it was the same thing. Like, my sister was like really hungry, and she just was able to like find what she wanted. Oh, it's teriyaki sauce. She loves teriyaki sauce. It's her favorite thing. And she didn't have to bother me. She just knew where it was. And then my dad, he is one of those guys where like, if you cook, I clean. And he was like, it was great because normally if I would clean, I would just leave all the clean stuff everywhere, but I could see where it was. And so he felt really good because he could put it away. And we used to buy, I'm not kidding, I would like once a year just be like, I'm going to organize my pantry, and find like 9 bottles of soy sauce and 7 canisters of cinnamon. That doesn't happen anymore. Like, there's no more duplicate purchasing. And I never realized how much money we wasted on ingredients and duplicate purchasing and impulse buying. But now with the meal plans, we don't have that problem.
We had a lot of full cabinets, but it wasn't like, even though you would organize it, it wasn't anywhere near as good as it is here.
No, and like stuff would fall over. Yeah. Or it would only stay organized for like 3 days.
Yeah, even though you have this nice big open thing, you put all these bottles in there, and you take one thing out, and it knocks a bottle over, and it's just
so many bottles.
They're like,
oh my gosh,
they're kind of like these big containers, but really to organize it, you need like containers inside that container for it to be really
contain yourself.
Well organized, so.
Yes, but yeah, it's weird. Every now and then, friends will come over, and they think it's weird that like my silverware is right here and my dishes are over there. But my dishes are over there because it's by the sink and the dishwasher, so they just go right away. But I'm like, you don't live like, you are the one cooking. Like, do you really want to judge me where my fork is?
I don't know if it's because we're both right-handed or something, but we both tend to work to the right of the stove and in this area. And plus this
it's because the outlets are here.
Well, this area is bigger too, so like you don't have this big open space. It's what, 3 feet by 5 feet at least.
And before I had that space, I used my kitchen table, which I would drag right here. Yeah. Like, before I had the extra counter space, I would literally drag my cardboard table or my kitchen table over to create that space. Or I would line up the chairs and use it.
But you could literally put like 5 bags of groceries up here.
Right there.
And then you still have enough room to like work.
Which, oh my gosh, guys, I can't, every video I have to say this. If you're ever going to batch cook, leave your groceries in your bag. Do not bring your groceries home, unpack them, and then grab them again when you time to batch cook. Just leave them in the bags. Like, even though it was just like 4 steps to the trash can, I was wasting 15 minutes doing that, like on a batch cooking session. 15 minutes because from the trips to the trash can. And I have to like, it was that Pursuit of Happiness movie where the guy was like, I realized I could get 8 more minutes a day by not hanging up the phone, by just holding the phone and pushing the button. And I was like, you just changed my life, guy. Like, you changed my life right now. And so ever since then, it's been my life to like be functional and efficient. And so one of those things is having the trash can at my feet, but also organizing my kitchen in this way and just really being methodical about it. Like I said, having the most common use spices all the way to the right of the drawer and all the way to the left of the drawer. So if I do need one, I just have to pull the drawer a little bit. I'm not pulling the drawer out and like rummaging, it makes a difference.
Well, and you think about it, it's less stressful to be able to know where things are and to be able to access things. Like if it takes you an hour to cook, but you're wasting 10 or 15 minutes every single time you cook, like that really like adds up, and it makes cooking like more stressful. It makes cooking less desirable. And there's a lot of impact.
Anxiety, yeah.
There's a lot of impact.
Yeah.
There's a lot of impact there.
And that's something we noticed when I did my kitchen this way and everything was really labeled. Scott actually started cooking a whole lot more, and we realized it was because of that like sort of anxiety, because he now knows where stuff is. He doesn't have to ask me where stuff is. He's not stressed out. He's going to put it in the wrong place, and I'm going to holler at him a week from now because I can't find it.
It's just easier to know where
It's just easier. And then two, we don't overbuy anymore. Like, I used to buy stuff because I'd be like, oh, it's on sale, I'm going to get it. Now I only buy exactly what I need because I have such a limited pantry. And not only are we saving so much more money on groceries and not wasting money, but, like, it's so nice not to just have, like, the chaos. Although I have to admit that I did really overstock on cranberries. But I do eat them. And they're only once a year that you can buy them. Scott laughs because I keep saying I'm going to get like a college fridge and turn it into my cranberry freezer. But anyway, I don't think we have any other questions. Let me see. Everyone's asking where I got all my stuff. All of my stuff's from Ikea, but you could get these inserts or baskets from any kind of place, like a Target or Amazon or, but I got them from Ikea, and partly because they were cheap and because I love Ikea. Actually, I just love going to Ikea. But, you could get baskets, inserts anywhere.
Yeah. And since the kitchen was Ikea, it made it easier.
It made sense. I would measure your cabinet or your drawer, because everybody's are different, and then pick an item based off of the size. So, like, for me, with my thing, as you'll see, is I couldn't really get any more in there. Like, it's too small of a space. Like, if I did it again, I probably would have measured to make sure I could get, like, I don't know, 16 baskets, or like 4 baskets a row, which I guess is 12.
They would have had to have been smaller.
They would have had to have been smaller. So, and there's that too. Like, you don't want to have too small baskets, but the basket thing, it really makes a difference. Like, it's such a huge, huge difference. And even containing in my drawers, like, I know you guys saw this, but I'll like really see. It's just, it makes a huge difference. It's just so easy. And it's like a visual hierarchy too. But it really, it makes a big difference, and it's just easy to see things, and they're not all shaking and moving about when I open and close. And I know where things are, and it's a lot less anxiety. This is where I don't have many pots. Like, this is the whole list of my pots. They're all right here. And you can see I even have a container there containing all of my.
Yeah, and I mean, some of this
stuff. I contain everything, because this stuff, like, it just makes a mess if it's all about in the drawer.
And some of this stuff is not stuff that, I mean, a lot of this, stuff could probably even be taken out of here, because you make cupcakes, but like a couple of times a year.
Yeah,
so.
But that's just the best space for it, because it's right, because I keep all my pans over in my, my warmer drawer. So, anyway, yeah, that's our kitchen. I recommend it. I also recommend not having stuff on the counter. It's just made a huge difference in our life.
So the one question Suzanne asked was, who did the picture of the pugs? It's a guy named Macho 1929. He's a street artist here in LA.
Yeah, street artist here in
LA. And so we just commissioned it. So I mean, it wasn't exactly too crazy. So, but yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you very much.